Welcome to the A-Train Show. And now here's your host, the A-Train, Arlington Lane.
Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train, Arlington Lane. Thank you for tuning in with us here on Fuel Sports Network. You can always go online at our website at fuelsportsnetwork.com, or if you're catching it on your Roku TV devices, you're catching it on your Amazon TV devices or Amazon Fire Stick, you can always catch us there. Grab the app today. Today is Wow Wednesday, and coming up on the program in just a little bit, I'll get them on. I'll have one of the founders of the brand new board game. Well, it's been out for a little while, but it's going to be new to you for sure. A game called Blabbi. Now, for those of y'all that like to make up words and stuff, this is going to be the game for you. All right. Especially my guy, my partner in crime, Spurge. When I tell you he likes to make up stuff all the time, I think this is going to be definitely the perfect game for him, and definitely a great party game to have for your epic game nights that you do. So definitely looking forward to that. Adrian, and I'm hopefully the other co-founder Olive will be joining us as well in just a little bit. I think I might be getting there at 12:30. We'll see what happens. But before we get to that, some sad news coming out of I got to do the sadness because it's all part of it, but it's part of the celebration as well. We lost an epic basketball player, one in Jerry West. Jerry West died today at the age of 86. And for those that don't know about Jerry was the logo, the inspiration of the logo for the NBA, as you can see right there. You can see the images, and there you go. Of course, the NBA logo that everybody knows about, that was Jerry West. Jerry West was in the league 15 seasons. He was a 14-time All-Star, NBA champion in 1972. Of course, he's the only player in NBA history to win the Finals MVP for a losing team, doing it in the 1969 NBA Finals with the Los Angeles Lakers against the Boston Celtics. 10-time first teamer, 4-time all-defensive team, part of the history's 35th, 50th, and 75th anniversary. But a lot of people do not remember him for his days as a player, but mostly as an executive for his time with the Lakers and then his time with the Memphis Grizzlies. And not too long ago, before his passing, also the Golden State Warriors too, got him their first championship in 2015 since 1975, and also lately the Los Angeles Clippers. So yeah, a historic member of the NBA family is lost as we're getting towards Game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals. So I know there will probably be there'll be a moment of silence for Jerry West and his family as they deal with the loss of one of the greatest NBA basketball players to ever play the game. So yeah, that we have that Jerry West gone today at the age of 86. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we come right back, I'll bring on we're going to have our happy time, okay, folks, with Wild Wednesday. I'm going to bring in the founder, one of the founders of Blabbi, the board game. I want to make sure we celebrate Jerry West's life because he was a vital part of the NBA and basketball folklore. So definitely wanted to make sure I put it out there. It's sadness, but also it's a time to celebrate too. And that's what we're going to do next. Going to celebrate with Adrian one of the founders of Blabbi, and that's coming up next just after this quick break right here on Fuel Sports Network.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Back on this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. Joining me on the program today, he is one of the co-founders of Blabbi. It is probably, from what I have seen, and when I got a chance to talk to this man, he showed me a little bit about the game. And I was telling you, man, I think this is going to be my game to play. There it is right there in front of you. Blabbi, it's a game. If you can see that sign at the bottom left of that box, it says it's a game of made up words. And here to join me is one of the co-founders. His name is Adrian. Adrian, good morning, good afternoon to you, sir. How you doing today, man?
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I mean, everything's been good. I'm back in LA now. It's kind of gloomy over here, but yeah. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's sunny here in St. Louis, man. And
Oh, yeah.
I got a chance to meet you and Olive. It was awesome. It was on a whim. I'm at work, and I'm gonna just say I work for a rental car place. That's all I'm gonna say to that. And at this rental car place, I meet Adrian and Olive. They're coming in. They's like, we just need a rental just so we can get to our trade show and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I got this card for you, man. And definitely we got a game that you might want to check out. We chopped it up for a little bit. And he told me this game. I was like, Blabbi. And I was like, what's Blabbi? He said, man, you ever thought about you wanting to make up words and stuff? I was like, huh? And here we are. We're talking about it. Hey, man, tell my audience, man, what was the concept and what made you come up with a game where you just want to make up words and stuff?
Listen, man. I mean, we make up words all the time.
Exactly.
We're always making stuff up. I mean, language is such an interesting thing. I mean, as you can see, I'm Asian. I mean, my family's from Hong Kong, and like Cantonese is a language, and just like the Hong Kong culture is really interesting because like it's a sort of like this hub of different cultures kind of coming together. I mean, it was a British colony. It was a big trade port. It's the language and their identity was kind of like synonymous to kind of how it is out in the U.S. Right? It's this kind of like melting pot, and
right,
and
correct.
The language kind of reflects that. Cantonese, it's like 9 different intonations, but a lot of the words that we say in Canto, especially in Hong Kong version of Canto, is taken from other languages.
Gotcha.
So, for example, like if I want to say McDonald's, I'll be like McDonald. It's just the same thing. You know what I mean? And so,
I got you.
Yeah, and it's a really funny language, and I think that on top of just me and this game that me and my sister created together, we're just inherently funny people, and in our culture and our family and everything kind of like really sprung about this sort of this notion of like how do we make a game that is about language creation, like is about
Mm-hmm.
how to how to gamify it, like whenever we all hated going to, I don't know, English class or like learn Spanish or whatever, right? That's always
Right.
like sterile. But like I think that like, we've created a way where like making language and talk and public speaking, all this kind of stuff is fun and hilarious, and it really kind of gets you out of your skin. So
Right.
that's kind of the whole ethos of what the game is. But I mean, here's the game. I'm talking a lot about it. It's called Blabbi. It's a game of made
I
up words.
got the background going too, so I mean, I'll put it in the background so people can see it too.
We got the letter tiles.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we
So
got the
it's like Scrabble, right?
It's like Scrabble, but all made up words. So the whole story is that me and my sister back in 2019, we were at a family wedding, and we were just I don't know if we can talk about it on the show, but we were having some drink. We're not we're trying to play Scrabble. We just couldn't think of real words.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just like, as like idiots, we're like, yeah, what if we just made a version of the game that's all just made up words, and just like, ooh. And then that's just kind of how it came about. We just started, we used the Scrabble pieces, and we're just trying to make up words that just weren't real, and we just, going crazy because we're just like, laughing our asses off. I don't know what's going on. We had some really raunchy, stupid words, and afterwards we're like, wait, it's actually kind of fun, right? And so
Yeah.
we kind of had it back of our heads, because this was, right, it was like December, right? So of 2019. And then the pandemic happened, and then we were just stuck with our families. I flew back. Both of us flew back from New York back to LA to
Mm-hmm.
quarantine our families for the first few months, and we're just like, we had nothing to do. We just were like, we just started playing other board games. We're just hanging out. I don't know what's going on. And then we're like,
Right.
we were like, oh wait, we actually made a game that we play at the family wedding. Like, why don't we just play that? And so we played a few times, and after we kind of playing it, we just started to realize this is actually really hilarious. So we started to develop the game more, create new rules, really kind of play test it. And my background and both Olive and I's backgrounds are we're both in the creative industry. Like, I run my own creative studio, and I'm a director, and so we just kind of put all our talents together to just do everything on our own. So like everything you see on this box, everything you see, like the letter pieces, topic cards, all the stuff, all the collateral, all the marketing, like they're all made like by us. Like, we designed everything. We two-man team.
All right, not to cut you off, but the other co-founder has arrived. Let's go ahead and bring her on. Olive is here. Olive, good morning to you. How you doing? Good. Listen, he's been talking a little bit about the game. I'm gonna do it like that. I got the game in the background, but hey, I want to hear your side of the story about the game. Like, when you guys were coming up with this, what was your thoughts when Adrian, because he was coming up with the concept and stuff, like, what was the whole thought process of putting Blabbi together?
Wow, there's so much to say. Like, I think, I'm not sure, how much Adrian has gone into it. I don't know if he mentioned when we created this game at a family wedding.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did.
Yeah, so I guess the thought process behind this mainly was like has to do so much with our friends and like our community as we were building. Oh, sorry, my alarm is ringing. As we were like prototyping and testing the game, we've just realized like how much like endless like how there was like endless possibility and endless like iterations of this game. And I think like one of the main things that drove me in this process was like learning from everyone else when we started playing this game, and like realizing how much you can really like get to know people and get to know the other players by having them come up and like create made up words, because it's kind of just like a, I don't know, like a look into someone's like psyche. Like, it just reveals all these like things about like what someone else is imagining, what like things come to mind. yeah, when they're just like creating all these words. So it was just like a really fun way to get to know people, and then yeah, just realizing like how much like good can come from that. Um yeah, and another thing was like talking about like yeah, this idea of like made up words and like building your own language. A lot of it came from, like playing with our parents. Because my brother and I are both Cantonese. So our parents are Cantonese, they speak Cantonese. And like, playing Scrabble or like any other word game, it's just like the playing field isn't even because we're
Yeah.
both here, and English is their second language.
Right.
So this is like a game that kind of just like even the playing field for all of us. Like there's
Okay.
no
Got you.
way we
I got you.
guess what word they're coming up with, and they couldn't guess what we're coming up with, and then we can create this like shared language of like half English, half Cantonese words, because it doesn't matter because all this is made up. So it really just like yeah, like it's a big thing about the process. And I think that even goes in with like the rules is like just leaning so much into how subjective and absurd the game is, going all the way with that and just creating a game that's just like completely dependent on like everyone, the whole entire players is like subjectivity.
It's okay. I gotta understand here. Is there scoring in this game, or is just no matter how absurd the word is, like how do you even determine how absurd those words are?
There
Yeah,
is
no.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
there
want
is. So yeah, so we have on these. I guess you can see. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's points up there, right,
Okay.
that dictate kind of like how hard, the topic is. So actually, I guess we didn't really talk about it. So how the game's played is that everyone starts off with 8 letters and 3 topic cards, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to come with the word, just like Scrabble, like crosswords, but it's totally made up. Everyone knows it's fake, but it's more about like who has the funniest word, who has the most logical word, whatever.
Got
Right?
you.
It's very subjective, and then everyone can vote using these voting cards, yes or no, depending on how good they thought your word was, right? And so this adds kind of like layer of like kind of like funny subjectivity. It's like a party game. You just kind of like
Yeah.
if I'm not rocking with A Train's word, I'm not gonna be rocking with A Train. I'll be like, no. Yeah, I mean, so then what happens is that like you can ask them questions, right? So let's say your word was, I don't know, boogie loogie or whatever. I don't know. Let's say your word's boogie loogie and your
Zerbit.
topic.
Zerbit.
Yeah.
Zerbtt. Zerbit.
server.
Zerbit.
Yeah.
There you go. What is a zerbit? Yeah, Zerbtt. Well, give me that one.
Zerbert. Okay, so let's say your word is Zerbert and your
Yeah.
topic is flavors, right? So So a Zerbert is like a so okay, yeah. So this is like an ice cream, right? It's like a sherbet, but how they actually make this is that they take snake skin, rattlesnake skins and grind it up, right? And so like and if add a little bit of that, rattlesnake venom in it. And so what happens when you eat this sherbet, it tastes really good. It gives a little zing on your tongue, right? But zing actually numbs your tongue and it gives you a lisp, right? So you start talking like a snake. You know what I mean? So you'd be like, oh, I want that Herbert. You know what I mean? Like,
Olive, can you top it? Olive, can you top that one?
Can
Can
I
you
top
top that at
Zerbert?
all?
I think I have a few questions about Zerbert actually. Um, so where is this flavored found? It sounds awfully a lot like sherbet.
yeah,
Um,
it's a snake sherbet. Yeah, so it's a great question actually. So all is actually doing the thing which is vote no, right? So now that they vote no, then they can ask me questions about the word. So
Right. Okay.
I'll
So it
be
has to
like,
be no. Okay.
exactly. And so
Okay.
then now it's kind of like they have to grill me, right? They have to try to I have to try to reconvince them to change the
Mm-hmm.
no to it. Yeah. So I'll be like, well, in New Mexico and in Arizona, Thurbert is like it's all the rage, right? Because there's abundance of snakes, obviously, and they're a little freaky over there in the desert area. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they love to get a little lifty. They want. It's almost like when you start having lift, you start threading everywhere, right? You're threading everywhere, so it's like there's a sort of
Oh
easy
man.
sort of
Herbert.
component to it. Yeah, Thurber, so yeah, that's just kind of what's going on over there.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know if you watch. There's a show on CBS. Comes on late night, right after Colbert, after midnight. I feel I have those vibes of what you got, and all they do is I don't know if you ever seen this show. It's with
I've never
Taylor Tomlinson. It you have to watch it if you stay up late. Watch after midnight. It's that same vibe. I guarantee you, if you can get some of these comedians, they will play this game.
100%.
Real talk. Because man, this sounds great. Like I cannot stop laughing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate to ask. Are y'all 20s, 30s? Don't give your ages. Just are y'all
What do you think?
20s, 30s?
What do
I
you
was
think?
saying 20s. I was saying 20s. Y'all
All,
20s.
yeah, all of
I
us
don't know if
20s.
people know.
I'm 25.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
I just gave away the age.
Yeah,
Listen.
Adrian is.
I'm 31. A little
Okay.
far over here.
So I'm 40, right? So
Yeah.
the word that I gave you just happens to be used. It was used on the Cosby Show back in the day. Yes. The word I gave you was a word used on the Cosby Show. It was a
man.
made up word.
Yeah.
It was like, but they used it as a zerbert was a spitting kiss on your cheek.
Of course.
That's what a zerbert was. But I just find it funny when I used the word, I wanted to see how Adrian was going to use it. And then Olive jumped in and gave questions to it. But
Damn
the thing
it,
is,
you got
the-
us with that.
at the end of the day, it was still a made up word. It doesn't exist. It's just how it was utilized. And I just kind of put you on the spot, Adrian, and you just gave it like right off the bat. But that was the thing. It was a word that was just made up that they came up and said, here, I zerbert you. That's what zerbert was. So it's just funny how and I hope I get a chance. If I play, I'm going to get the game. I promise you. I'm going to get the game. I hope I get an opportunity to get that word because that's the first thing I'm doing. I'm using that word. No question about it. But we're talking with the founders of Blabbi, Adrian, and Olive, who've been kind enough to talk a bit about the game. What has been the most ridiculous? I mean, there's been ridiculous words, but it's like one where y'all just like literally fell out of your chairs, couldn't stop laughing, like had a laugh and attack for about a good 5-10 minutes, and then y'all could not keep it together afterwards. Is there any moments?
The first one, probably the first ever word we ever made. What
No,
was it again?
that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It was the first ever word we ever made, the first time we ever made Blabbi, invented Blabbi. I don't even know. I'm like, I don't even know if we should say it on this show.
Is it that
Can
bad of
we
a
say it?
word?
It's a little raunchy. It's a little raunchy.
It's a little raunchy.
Yeah, a little
You know
raunchy.
what? Hey, I put the disclaimer up before the show started. So
Okay.
disclaimer was up before the show started. So
I think
how raunchy are we looking? Like, is this a body part? Is this
it's a body part. It's a body part.
The body part. Should we just say it? Let's just say it. Why not?
Hey, knock yourself out, man.
I mean, who came up with? I definitely came up with.
Yeah.
This is your word too.
This is my word. Okay,
Go ahead.
so the word. So the word, it started with before Skyn, and then it
Okay.
turned into re before Skyn. So REBEFORE. Oh no, FORSKINE.
And what was that?
Re. Okay, well, the audience.
Okay, he just sent me the
Okay,
word.
re before. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we already got the other word. Okay, re before Skyn is the process of putting on your foreskin, like when people get circumcised.
That's the word, right?
Yeah, yep. That you put it up there. That's how you spell it. It's when you get your it's like reverse circumcision. And then re before Skyn is reversing the reverse circumcision.
Yeah, it's like a tattoo removal, you know. Like let's say what like your parents, circumcised you as a kid, right? And then I don't know,
Okay.
you hit 23 and you're like, I want that back. what's going on? Where is it? I want that back, you know? And so you go to the, the before Scan MD, you go to the doctor's office, cosmologist. They have a, Dr. John Reed before Sky over in Beverly Hills. He's an expert at this stuff. He just basically grafts that skin back on with like a little hat. It puts a little beanie back on.
You got the right person to get that laugh out.
Yep.
You got the right person. Because I guarantee you said that with a straight face and you couldn't even break, but you had me broken the minute that you said the word and then described it. Like, this is like, seriously. All right. If you like to dabble with cannabis, this is going to be probably
that's how it was formed.
Yeah.
I
If you like to dabble with that.
It took like 5 minutes because I could not even complete a sentence because I was like, this is so ridiculous.
Listen, this is a perfect dream. Listen, I'm like, let's be real here. I get it. This is a daytime show and stuff like that. That's fine. And I put my disclaimer up. So if you ain't checked it, it's there. But this is definitely has drinking game party vibes. This is definitely one of those cannabis games that you're going to sit around and you're going to be making up words and it's going to make sense out of everything that y'all talking about. Like you can be sane for it, but there's going to have to be some type of fun in between it. You know what I mean? Like, but I see what you guys have. This is amazing. Like, oh man. I did see something on your Instagram. Is there like any thoughts of maybe getting something like this into a television show? Because I mentioned like After Midnight for you guys, and a made up word game like this has that type of potential to be a gut busting 30-minute, hour-long. Hell, if it goes an hour, man, I don't know how people gonna be able to withstand it. Honestly, like 30 minutes, 22 minutes, or 44 minutes is definitely something I would love to see this on. Like, you ever thought about that? As this game has progressed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this game is always been a much about performance. I mean, you can see how we're playing it right now. It's like, we're just
shooting it. Yeah, just shooting off the hip. Yeah.
Kind of got like podcast vibes. I know it's kind of got like, like I don't even know what it is. So anyway, yeah, like I mean, my background is like, I'm a director. Like I work in film and TV, and I do a lot of like commercials and music videos and all that kind of stuff. So I'm already in entertainment, and so part of the whole idea of what we're doing with Blabbi isn't that it's, we're not a board game company per se. We're so far removed from the board game world. Like we're just kind of made it. We're just kind of in it.
Just made a game and it just threw it up against the wall and it stuck.
Exactly. And so our ambitions is to kind of like, how do we build upon it further, right? And that's like, we love to do non-scripted, game shows, for example, late night talk. We want to get it integrated into other types of entertainments. We want to do like a digital version of a game. There's so much stuff we can do with it because we kind of see the game like, with Lego, it's like, it's a game, it's a toy about human creativity, about construction and architecture, right? Like how do you build your world, right? But our game is similar in that it's about human creativity, but our world is shaped by language, right? The confines of our world is limited by language, which is kind of like how we describe things, right? If you don't have a word for a certain emotion, then you don't feel that emotion,
Right.
And so the same sort of thing here, right? Like every time we chop it up now, read before science can be part of your vocabulary forever, even like the rattlesnake, what was the else? The
Zerbert word,
right?
Zerbert.
You're never gonna forget it. And you probably are like, that's actually not a bad idea. You could maybe even make an ice cream or something like that, So it's like, it's kind of this like funny kind of like, I don't know, like it's a game about coming up with new ideas, and I think that is something that like we're truly interested in and is like, the gamification of language creation is kind of where it is. And from there it can expand out anywhere.
Gotcha. So you got to take off, right, Adrian? You got to head out. Okay. I'm going to continue the conversation with Olive. I thought I was going to do 15, 20 minutes, but this is like so intriguing. I might do this for the rest of the show just because. So I'm going to take a quick break. Adrian, you're out of here. Thank you so much. I'm going to get everything from Olive, and definitely I'm going to be touching base with you and we're gonna see what we can do about doing some more stuff, man, for Blabby, and
Love
definitely
it.
hopefully we can get some video of the game and send it to you guys. But Reaper Before Skying is something I'll never forget. Tell you
Yeah.
that flat out. All right, so Adrian's got to cut out. There it is. Gave me the link. We'll post that when we get to the end of our time together. All right, Adrian, you're out. So
Thanks a lot,
thank you,
guys.
sir. All right,
Later.
Olive, you stay on board. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come right back with more of the show. Hey, it's talking about Blabby. It's a whole game about made up words. All right, folks. So we'll be right back with more of the A Train Show right after this.
If you aren't perfect, if you've ever struggled, if you've ever failed, if you want to get better, be better, and make our world better, this is the perfect brand for you. True Victory. Founded by U.S. military veterans, True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. We're a cause. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. We're dedicated to the game, the grind, and the globe. But most importantly, we're dedicated to you. That's what it means to be. Always true.
Welcome back to this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lane. I have been trying to get through the break here. I've been laughing my butt off because I've been talking with the co-founders of the game, Blabbi, and I've been having a great time. Adrian had to take off. I make sure I post a link to those that want their hands on the game. But I'm talking right now with the other co-founder, Olive. There she is. There. And I was telling, beginning with Adrian, we met in St. Louis, got a chance. So I was working with a rental car company, and it's like, we need a rental car and that kind of stuff. I was able to work it out for them. They were able to get to where they needed to go and get the game. I think they were headed to a trade show at the time. So real quick, Olive, like, how well have you guys been doing with Blabbi?
Blabby's been going great. Like, it's really amazing how we launched like not too long ago, a little over a year, and we're already in Barnes and Nobles nationwide, which is like a huge deal. We didn't think that that would happen so fast. Before we were just like selling in local retail stores. It's funny that you actually mentioned cannabis like in your like before the break earlier, because the first ever retail store to feature Blabbi or to carry Blabbi was a dispensary. And
Wow.
still is a dispensary. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. There's the link right there. If you want to get your hands on the game, and man, it's at Barnes and Noble right now as we speak. And so it's Amazon too. You can grab it off of
Yeah,
Amazon. Is that right?
Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and our website.
Okay, cool. But
And
yeah, I
some
was like, I'm thinking
stores.
about it. I was thinking about it with the game, and I was like, man, a game like Made Up Words. Like I said, I got a guy on staff. His name goes by the name Spurge, and I say he makes up words all the time. Just watch one of the shows with him; he'll make up stuff like it's nothing. And I love him dearly, man. But he makes up stuff all the time, and I was like, this would be a perfect
You would
game
kill
for
it.
him. Oh man. So okay, so the scoring, like Adrian was saying, the scoring was based off of the categories and stuff
Mhm.
that you guys put out. And that the panel, like how many players has to play this game? Can it be 2 to 8? Is 2 players or is it could be more than two?
It could be 2 to 8. It could be however many players you wanna play as long as there's enough letter tiles. Sometimes if I'm playing with a big group, I'll even combine 2 boxes of letter tiles so we can make a giant board. It's really up to you. The best part about this game is that it's so flexible and like the rules are so subject to change, and we even encourage people to make up rules as they go to fit their gameplay better. So like something that I like to do when I'm like playing this at a party is like maybe we'll start with like 4 players, but sometimes people will come in and do celebs. Like they'll do like a celeb word and like maybe play for someone else's team, or it's like the best part of the game is that you can like pick up and join in kind of whenever you want.
Hmm.
And that's like what's so great about it. It's like it's very like low pressure, like and low stakes. So yeah, you can play with like up to as many players as you would like, and I
Hmm.
think the best is probably like if you want to have voting and stuff, like 4 to 8 is the best amount of players. But honestly, I love playing with just 2 people because then you're just riffing, and it's like just you're really just riffing for like an hour, and it gets really crazy, and the rounds go faster, because there's only 2 people.
How
That's
the
casual mode.
yeah, the ages. Now the ages. I know we spoke about more adult. Can like kids play this type of game? Because
It's really
a lot
amazing
of
actually to play with kids. Um, We work with Apex. It's like an Asian American youth after school program that's like based in the Lower East Side in Chinatown in New York.
Mhm,
And we've been going to their board game days like during their breaks or winter and spring breaks to play board games with the kids, and those
mhm,
we've been playing with kids ages what is it, like 7 to 12 is like the age range, which is a pretty big age range. And we found that honestly the kids are tougher. Like, like they're tarred with your vote. Like I always get voted no by the kids. They're asking tough questions that I don't even think about. And it's like it's like so fun to play with kids as well because it's again like talking about like evening the playing field, like when you're playing Scrabble and you're playing Scrabble against kids. Actually, I don't know. Some kids have pretty good vocabulary, but you know, like the playing field isn't as even. But then with this game, it's like anyone is at our level, like I could be playing against a 5-year-old and lose. Like there's no like advantage, for like how much age or like life experience, that you have. Like all you really got to do is like you don't even need to know how to spell. You don't even need to know how to read if someone can just read you the topic. Like this is like a word game for people who don't
I
you need to know how to spell or read to play the word game. So
I really hope Spurge is watching this show today. I really hope it. I hope this does this, man, because when I say he says on the show all the time, I'm not a good reader. I don't spell well. I can't spell cat. Well, this is the game for you, sir. You don't have to spell cat
like
correctly to win, okay? He would kill in this game automatically. We would vote yes no matter what. No matter how. Yes.
Obsessed. And that's how what's so fun also about playing with kids is like sometimes their voting is so arbitrary. Like they'll say yes to something just because they like the way it sounds, not even because they like your definition, you know. They'll say no to something just because they don't like something particular about it. And it's really it's like it's so hilarious. And another great thing about playing with younger kids is like the way that they explain their words, like because you can explain it any other way. So when we're playing with the kids, we really like to encourage people to draw their words, act out their words. And what's really fun is like we even had like one idea, like one of the topics is like sports, and like another like one of the kids made up a sport, like a full-on game, like an imaginary game that was like kind of like Quidditch, but like kind of not, like with a ball. And it's like as part of your question, you know, it's just like, oh, how do you play? Like, can we go outside and play your sport? And like then we would all go outside and play, and then it'll turn into like another like 25-minute side quest, you know, and then come back and then be like, okay, like I see it.
That's amazing. Like you can actually turn some of these words into real things,
Into
even though
real
it is.
things, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, we played so and so at this school, and you looking at them like, what?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
And then they explain it, and they was like, it'll be one or two things. Oh, that's nice, or oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. You know, like they really interested in it,
Yeah,
or
or
it
just like
could be,
pretending you've
or
already
just like,
heard of that already.
hey, see, but I need parents and stuff to be like, can I make money off of this? That's what I need more of. Can I
Love
make
it.
money off of this one? Hmm.
Yeah, because this also is like a really good, you know, like pitching game, like idea generator. Sometimes when we be playing these games, and a lot of the words end up being like startups or like pitches for like products, and then like the voting just becomes like Shark Tank, and then it's like then it can get into like, well, we're not voting like whether we buy this business or not. Like
See,
we're voting
listen,
if the word is real, but like sometimes it'll just turn into like a real Shark Tank, and like you're gonna get voted out actually because your like made up product isn't fitting the vibe.
Olive, when did you realize that this game is y'all? You and Adrian looked at it like, yo, we got something good here.
I think this was during the pandemic, when we were playing like our prototype game when we just made lit homemade letter tiles and homemade cards out of index cards.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just like inviting friends over and just playing the game, and like consistently every time playing it, we have not gotten tired of it. And even now I've played this game, I don't know, like since we started making it in like 2019, 2020. It's been like like 4-ish years of like playing different iterations of the game, and I'm still like it just never gets old because it can never be old, like, it can never be repeated, like, you can never play the same game twice, it's never gonna look the same ever, depending on whoever you're playing it with. So it's like it's every single time it's, like, guaranteed, like, a completely different experience, and I think that was, like, one of the things that really, like, clicked for me. And also just, like, realizing, you know, like, all these, like, inside jokes that have just now been, like, made and created through like just these certain friends, and like now we have our own like lingo that like no one else knows what we're talking about, you know, but we'll say one random word and just instantly start cracking up. And I think that was definitely like the aha like moment for me, especially was just like the feeling that we got playing with it, and like just the reactions from our friends and our family was like when we realized that this is actually like a really good game and like a really fun game to, I don't know, just like that anyone can play. And it's really a game for like the yes and people, you know, like you really gotta put yourself there, like you really gotta let yourself be silly and absurd. And I think that's also another thing that I love about it, because you know it's tough out here, you know, like the world is like it's like it can be pretty bleak sometimes, and it's just like you can play this game and step into like an entirely, like fantasy that you make up with your friends. And like there's something just like really special about that, being able to like put yourself there. And also just like being able to like put yourself in this like playful state that, sometimes you're not able to do that if you're working, or this is like more for like adults, I guess, but like because kids, they be playing all the time. But it's like it's a good game to like get you back into this like, yeah, make it it's like okay to be really silly and like absolutely ridiculous, sometimes.
So you guys made this basically for fun. It wasn't
Yeah,
like something where it was like super serious. We got to make a game, and that that way that we can make money off of it. You was looking at it, hey, we just want to have a good time, and I think people will enjoy the fun that we have when we play this game. Is that kind of the vibe you
yeah,
got?
exactly. And I think a big part of it was like this game came out of COVID, like during the pandemic, so we were all locked up inside. So that was like a really big factor, was like we were all looking for some fun and something to look forward to, and something to like get people together and like get people talking again. And like this was just like the perfect way to do it in like just like a low stakes way to do it. And you really can be like in any state, like you could be sober, you could drink a little, you could smoke a little, you could be in any state, you could be dead, sleepy, like you could still play this game.
That's amazing, and I love hearing the stories. Um, Before you go, Olive, because time is catching up on us, and we're getting it short on time. Before you go, hey, this is the link here. Where else can you find the game? I did mention Amazon. Is there, and where else can you find it?
Amazon and our website, blabbi.games. So www.blabbi.games. That's our website, so you can buy it direct from there. And it's also at a few like brick and mortar stores. If you look on our Instagram, we have a little highlight section for retailers. So maybe you can get some in person. I know there might be some in the Missouri area, perhaps because we did the trade show there recently, which was how we met. So you can check that out there and see if we want to get it in person. But other than that, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, or a website.
Hey, if you ever get it on television, hey, I want to either be a consulting producer or I'll be a contestant. I don't care.
Hell yeah.
I want to
I was like,
participate.
we should play it on this podcast.
You know what? I just might have to do that, man. Like, listen,
You gotta
like,
get your friend on.
trust me, we got a show tonight at 6, and I'm gonna see if you have something. We'll play on the side before the
Yeah.
night ends, man. And yeah, I would love for you guys to please come back. You always come back here, Fuel Sports Network. If you got anything new that's going on with Blabbi, any projects and stuff, just let us know, and then we'll definitely get you on. We'll talk about it as well. Okay.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. This was so fun.
Yeah, you guys were a delight, and I love the game. It's Blabbi, as you can see right in front of you, folks. And I have it in the background, but I also need to put it in front so people can see the entire box. There it is. There it is, the entire game. Blabbi, a game of made up words. You can find it at Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and there are some in brick and mortar stores. Like, real quick, can you mention how well sales have gone for you guys?
We've been getting like pretty good sales, yeah, every week. I don't know the exact numbers, but I can check back. But I think sales are going.
It's
It's
good.
consistent. It's been an upward trend, and we're happy with it. Yeah.
Well, I love it, Olive. Thank you so much for jumping on with me today and talking about this game, because I love what you guys are doing, and I definitely want to be a part of that Blabbi community. So
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram now. I got it. So, and like I said, we've been talking back and forth and stuff. And like, thank you so much.
Thank
I wish all
you.
the best to you, all the
Thank
best to you with this game. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we met. What a like serendipitous little encounter.
Just came out of nowhere,
Just came out of the earth.
Yeah, that's what we meant here for, to network with different people and express ideas and stuff like that. And I appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's Olive, ladies and gentlemen, with the game Blabby, and thanks to Adrian as well. So we're gonna take one quick time out, and we're gonna come back and wrap this bad boy up here on the A Train Show. Right after this, you're checking in on Fuel Sports Network. 1 minute.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Back on this edition of the A Train Show, the A Train Arlington Lanes. Many thanks again to co-founders Adrian and Olive, brother and sister, making a game during the pandemic. And I sat back and I was literally talking to some friends. I was sitting there, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Then they made a game about made up words, and they having a lot of fun doing it. What's going on, Rick? If you get a chance, check out our fun encounter in a little bit when this show ends. And man, I guarantee you, the A Train Show is here. We talk about sports, but also I like entertainment. So games is also a part of that nature, man. Just last week we had the final edition of Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak. Hey, we can always do something new here. And Olive, if you saw, had mentioned about putting the game here on the show, and I'm like, hey, something to do, man. Listen, I thank you, Olive, for the kind words. I'm not gonna mention what she said, but she just sent me some words of encouragement, which I definitely appreciate that. And my thing is, I like to have fun here at the A Train Show. That is what I like to do. Talk about sports, also get people thoughts on the different sports, but I also like to have fun too. And so providing an outlet for many that really don't get that opportunity. I've been working on trying to get that opportunity for myself, but it's all about you. It's all about the fan and unite them. And let's have an experience. All right. That's what this is all about. I was going to talk some wrestling. I don't have a lot of time. But I will save that for Fun Friday. And you were like, well, why you didn't save this for Fun Friday? It's because today was the day I could get them on the show. And so maybe another time we'll bring them back and we'll see if we can get them on a Friday show. But I got a good one coming up on Friday. I got announcer Steve French, a voiceover artist. You may have heard his voice on ABC. With the mini promos. You've also have maybe heard him on the game show Match Game with Alec Baldwin. But he's an avid Boston sports fan. And I definitely want to hear his thoughts on especially the things that are going on with the current state of the Red Sox, Celtics, and maybe some Bruins. We'll see. I definitely want to give I did have it. I thought I did. I don't know if I do now. Special shout out to Maya Moore, former WNBA player. And yesterday was her birthday. Make sure I want to give a special shout out also to my guy, Ronnie Notch. Happy birthday to you, bro. Much love to you and what you're doing with in your path and what's been going on with you. Keep doing your thing, man. I love it very much so. All right. I'm wrapping this bad boy up. I'm doing it a little earlier than normal, but it's all good. Thank you for those that tuned into this edition of the A Train Show. Friday, I think I'm gonna bring back the good Reverend Doctor Robert L. Bailey Jr. because we had a lot of fun last Friday, and we talked a bit about basketball and talked about some wrestling. And I might bring in a little segment called the Sports Pulpit. Did y'all hear me? The Sports Pulpit. We'll see if he is down with that, and he'll get in on the conversation. We're definitely gonna be talking a lot going on in wrestling and in on basketball. And again, thank you to Adrian and Olive so much. And like I said, we will definitely be talking soon. I like what I see, and I'm definitely going to be working on that myself. See, look, inspirations. I love it. I love it all. So just for a little while, this is the A Train Arlington Lane signing off. I'll catch you again for another edition of the A Train Show. And you can only find it right here on Fuel Sports Network. All right? See y'all next time.